Hello there. I don't know who needs to hear this, but yoga can totally help with a hangover. Actually, I know exactly who needs to hear that, but I wouldn't call you out like that. It's more than one person, too. So here we are. I'm sorry, I'm running like 6 minutes late. But I have a couple things to work with. Hangover helper, desk-seated chair postures, and moon salutations. And I might just flow all the way through each of those. But before I even begin that, I want to... Oh, hey, Eileen. She's late, too. I'm so happy. I'm totally here to interact with you guys and engage with you, and I think a lot of you might be a little intimidated to do that right now, but please don't hold back. And I'm available via Zoom and YouTube for people who don't use Facebook, so that's exciting. We'll actually start definitely by next week including all of these classes in a Zoom training as well, so people who aren't on Facebook can log into that, or they can just see the replay later on YouTube by searching any of my little hashtags that I keep using. And I'm gonna start some programs. I don't have it all mapped out completely yet, but I'm excited to announce that I'll be starting some programs with self-love and meditation and spirituality. So basically 3 different programs that you can be a part of, whether you want to be a participant who's there to learn or a participant who's there to preach. So if any of that feels exciting and igniting for you, then let me know. So I am going to start on the floor and then pull out a chair for the desk stuff, but I just wanted to address this hangover thing real quick in case anybody might be experiencing work hangover, alcohol hangover. It's 420. It just seems like an appropriate day to consider doing a little hangover helper yoga. This is also just useful information for when you sleep. It's really good to have some support underneath your knees. So this could be just a rolled up blanket or pillows. I have a rolled up yoga mat and then a blanket over top of that. And it's right underneath of my knees. And then I use another rolled up yoga mat or something shaped like that underneath of my neck. Okay, so ladies, this is also good because it helps to keep this décolleté area. I'm not very girly, but it helps to like keep this open so that you don't get as wrinkly there. So like this right here, super great for a headache or a hangover. And then you can stretch the neck out just by going to one side, taking a few deep breaths there. Going to the other side for a few deep breaths. Obviously, I'm only doing one deep breath for each of these at this time. And then I'm going to remove this, hug one knee in, tuck the chin in, really pressing the space behind the neck and the space in the lower back down into your mat. And if you're in the hangover mode, then just put this foot over to the outside of the opposite knee and then turn your face to the opposite thumb. So you're twisting your tailbone a little bit, just a little bit towards the right, and the crown of your head and your neck a little bit towards the left. And then we'll release out of that. Take a couple breaths here, and then hug the other knee in. I'm hugging my right knee in, really hugging it and squeezing it. You flex the foot, and then release. And then you can bring the outside of your right ankle to the outside of your left knee, arms out like a T. And then bring your gaze over towards your right thumb. So this is just a nice gentle twist a modification if either you're needing a modification or maybe you need hangover helper. Okay, and then the key is going nice and slow. I'm going to do one more thing to address hangover helping. I'm going to slowly roll over to my side and then push up onto all fours. Spread my knees wide, bring my toes to touch, and really sink my body down into the mat here. It'd be really great to have a tissue here with some lavender essential oil, maybe blended with peppermint or a citrus blend, just to help with any headache or hangover issues. And you can rock your head back and forth, massaging the brow bone. If this is too much on your knees, then you can lift up. You can still keep them wide. You can lift up like this and rock the head from side to side. Engage the belly a little bit. Cool. And then everything else that I'm about to do in the chair is also great as a hangover helper. So stay tuned. Let me grab my chair. And just angling you up a little bit. Cool. So, a lot of us are not celebrating 420 or needing hangover help. We're just sitting at a desk too darn much, which is really just possibly another form of addiction, or like boundaries need to be set. But let's address that. So get into your chair, and part of my goal is to accommodate something that nourishes and feeds anyone who might be tuning in. So, thank you. Thank you for giving me your feedback and letting me know what you're needing. Okay, so from here, close the eyes, taking a few deep breaths. Really hang out on either side of the inhale and the exhale. So take a deep breath in and then hold, counting how long you're holding for. And then exhale, counting how long you can hold after the exhale. Not because we're trying to be competitive, just because we're measuring our lung capacity and where it's at. You can count every part of the breath if you're someone who likes numbers, but I am primarily interested in how long you can hold your breath and the ways that holding the breath and holding without breath can help to enhance the quality of your breath, the depth of your breath, the length of your breath. From here, let's tuck the chin towards the chest. Squeeze in and up through the center of your spine. Specifically at the three bandhas I make the most mention of. So Mula Bandha at the pelvic floor, the Kegel muscle, pulling in and up. Uddiyana Bandha, right at the base of the ribs. And Jalandhara Bandha in the throat. So really igniting those three areas. And tucking the chin towards the chest so that we're releasing into the back of the neck, maybe up into the base of the skull, down into the space between the shoulder blades. Breathing deeply into the back part of the lungs. And then from here, let's roll our head over to one side nice and slowly. Come back through center, rolling the head over, and then to the other side. Keep breathing. Other way, at your own pace now. Just moving back and forth, linking breath with movement. Perhaps you inhale when you go to one side, pause, and then exhale as you bring the head over nice and slowly to the other side. Pausing there. Find your own rhythm. Bring your chin back to the chest. Roll the head back up. Imagining that you have a pencil on the crown of your head, drawing a spiral on the ceiling. Starting with a small circle and gradually growing larger and larger. And then circling in the other direction when you've gotten to the largest spiral you can create. I forgot that I was supposed to be spiraling for a minute there because it just felt so good. But each part of the spiral actually feels really good. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna turn so you can see my back. So I'm gonna incorporate a little extra step. So you might want to sit forward on your chair. I'm gonna dip my right ear to my right shoulder. Bring my left hand behind my back, maybe even all the way over towards the right hip. I can use my right hand to hold my hands and continue to pull the left hand towards the right hip as I dip the right ear towards the right shoulder. So really opening up between the shoulder and neck. One more deep breath. Slowly lifting the head, releasing the hand. Take a breath here, pause. And then I'll do the other side. Dipping the left ear towards the left shoulder, bringing the right hand behind the back, potentially all the way over to the left hip, and using the left hand to pull the right hand further over towards the left hip. Keep breathing. Opening up the neck and the shoulder. Creating space in that part of the body with each inhale. Relaxing into the stretch with each exhale. Letting go. Relaxing and releasing. Slowly letting go of the posture. Awesome. From there, a little bit of my favorite Tai Chi, Qigong kind of warm up. I make a little vessel here below my belly, and then I reach out and bring that hand to high prayer at the center and draw it through the center of the body. Pause, and then switch sides. Now really intentionally link the breath to the movement here. You find your breathing rhythm, but I'm inhaling as I reach my right arm up, pausing, exhaling as I draw my right hand in a half prayer through the center. Pausing, and then inhaling the left arm out and up. Pause. Exhale, drawing the left half prayer through center. Pause, switch sides. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Switch sides. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Okay, let that go. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Shrug the shoulders up, back, and down. Do that a few more times. Excellent. Let that go. And now let's reach the arms with both arms reaching out, palms facing up. And then through heart center with a high prayer. Again, inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. What are you letting go of? Exhale. Release it with the breath. Inhale. Letting go of anxiety. Exhale. Inhale. I'm a little judgmental. Exhale. Letting it go with the out breath. Continue. Inhale. Exhale. What do you want to send out? Hope. Inhale. Exhale. Palms facing the floor. I want to send possibility. Inhale. Exhale. What do you want to gather in? What do I want to gather in? Inhale, reaching out, palms facing the ceiling. Exhale, draw it through your center, bring it to your heart. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, through your heart. Purpose. Drawing that through heart center. One more time. Hopefully you have some blood and energy circulating through your shoulders. Let's do a little massage stuff. You can make a fist here, massaging the chest. That's even better. Bonus points for that one. Okay, let that go. Definitely do that if you feel phlegm building in your throat. And then we're gonna slap from the chest, down the arm, and up the back side. Slap. One more time on this side. Okay, other side. Slap. Starting at the chest, going down the inside of the arm and up the outside of the arm. Again, making fists. Let's do the side ribs, the side lungs. Other side. I don't know, I found this girl on Facebook. She teaches me how to smack and punch myself, but I feel great afterwards. Join the movement. Okay, still using the fists. I'm gonna work my way down the outside of the legs and up the inside. 2 more times. You should feel really alive and awake right now. Let's breathe into the side lung here and stretch through the space above the hip bone, through the rib cage, through the shoulder, out through the arm, breathing deeply into the side of the lung. So bringing your right elbow and wrist across your legs, across your lap. Don't crunch in the neck and shoulder on the right side. Extend the left arm up as best you can, and then if possible, hinging over to the right side. So I'm making like a yin-yang with my arms. One more full breath. Now let's just drape over into a forward fold. Releasing into the lower backs. Breathing into the back of our lungs. Really let your shoulders round forward this time. Rounding in the chest. Let the head hang loose. And then bring your hands back up to the thighs and push yourself back up. Not only were you opening and breathing into the spaces in the back of your lungs, which is really important right now, but you were squishing and compressing any mucus that might be building up in the front part of the lungs. So all of this is super important just to keep yourself healthy. It's allergy season, and if you're treating allergies or any other respiratory thing by taking good care of your body, you're also treating and preventing anxiety. Because I've had those moments where I'm like, oh man, did I just sneeze? So just take care of yourself as best you can. All right, so still working on the lungs. We're gonna open the right side, bringing the left elbow to the left thigh. Left hand to the right thigh. Extend the right arm up, breathing deeply. This might be enough for you, but if you've got a little bit more in you, just reach over, making this yin-yang sort of shape with your hands, with your arms. Breathing deeply into the outside of the right lungs, compressing and squeezing and getting rid of any gunk that might be building up in the left side of the lungs. Remember to hang out and linger with your full breath and with your empty breath right before you've inhaled and right after you've inhaled. And then we're gonna roll forward into a nice forward fold, compressing the front of the lungs, opening in the back of the lungs. We're going to be working our way down into the hips soon, into the legs. Bring your hands up to your knees, slowly rolling up. Take a full breath. Bring your hands to either the arms or the back of your chair so that you can really open and lift in the chest. Squeeze the belly, activate your bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Keep those areas strong as you lift and open in the front of the lungs and chest, compressing, squishing out any toxins in the back of the lungs. Let the head and neck relax as best you can. Engaging your inner thighs also helps here, but remember, pulling in and up that pelvic floor and just below the ribs and in the throat. Slowly coming back up to center. Yeah, I think I'm ready for some leg stuff. I'm gonna bring one leg out, point the toe away, draw some circles, turn them into spirals that grow bigger and bigger. Spiral in the other direction. And remember, I'm trying to set a table that can feed everyone. So if you want something modified or if you want something more challenging, let me know. Switch to the other leg. Spirals. Other direction. Spiraling. Squeeze the belly. Stay open in the chest. Lifted through the spine. Okay, let that go. You ever do this where you cross your leg, but all of your body weight is over on the bottom leg? Let's go ahead and do that. And with that, we're also going to twist over to that side. So this part of my arm is reaching to the back of my chair, and this hand is going, the left hand is going to the left leg to help me twist. Lifting through the spine, wringing out the internal organs. Even twisting through the neck and out through the crown of the head. And then coming back through center, nice and slow, and reach over to the other side. So maybe you have an armchair, but really the right hand or the right arm on the outside of the left leg is what's going to help you twist here. Squeezing in and up through the bandhas, lifting between each vertebra of the spine, looking over your left shoulder now, while your left leg is crossed over your right. And then slowly coming back through center. Oh, breathe into that. You might already feel like you have more space to breathe into in your body. So let's do the other side, crossing the right leg over the left leg. I call this my lady cross. And most of my weight is on the left hip now. I'm going to lift in and up through the spine, and I'm going to bring my right hand to my right leg, bring my left hand to the back of my chair, so that I'm really twisting and lifting through the whole spine. Finding deeper comfort or deeper positioning with each breath in this twist. And then twisting nice and slowly into the other direction. Bringing the left hand or forearm to the right leg, right knee. Right hand reaching to either the arm or the back of the chair. lifting and twisting, going deeper with each breath. And then slowly coming back to center. Wiggle through that. Okay. We're going to stand now. And we'll use the chair to push into for, well, first just use your hands to push into the chair and shift your hips from side to side. Squeeze your belly in so that you're building strength. Let's even bring this shifting thing a little bit deeper, reaching the head in the opposite direction. So you're creating like a half circle or a crescent moon shape with your spine. And then come back to center. Make sure you have a slight bend in your knees. If you can come on down to your forearms and elbows and rest the head either on the seat of the chair or let the head hang in front of the seat of the chair. But you're getting a nice stretch in the back of the legs and in between the shoulder blades. You can choose to make this more active by really engaging the belly and elongating through the spine. Or you can just relax and release into this, sinking deeper and deeper and more comfortably into the posture with each breath. Creating space with each inhale and then just melting into that space with each exhale. Use your arms to assist you. Make sure you feel grounded in your feet and you have a slight bend in your knees. Slowly lifting back up. And then we're going to take triangle legs. Putting one leg in front and close to the chair. And then that leg that you brought forward, the hip's going to kind of go with it. You want to pull the hip back, squeeze the belly in, and then fold forward onto the chair again. Your legs are straight, your knees are not bent, but try not to hyperextend into the knee joint and bring a lot of awareness into pulling the right hip back if it's the right leg that's in front. Breathe. Pushing back up to center, switching legs. I'm going to step away a little bit so that I can let my head hang here. Pulling your left hip back if the left leg is in front.
Releasing in the backs of the legs, grounding down through the feet. Pulling the hips into alignment with one another. Relaxing in the lower back. Relaxing between the shoulder blades. Relax neck and shoulders away from each other. Sinking deeper and deeper into the stretch with each exhale. Letting go, relaxing and releasing. Slowly lifting up out of this. Bringing yourself back to the down dog on the chair again. Knees slightly bent. You can shift hips from side to side. Or you can lift one heel at a time. And then my hips are still feeling like they want more attention before I even get into my moon salutations. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make fists, and I'm going to knock on the hips and the kidney area. Okay, and then I'm going to use, my hands are on the sides of my body, and my thumbs are pressing on either side of my spine, and I'm gonna make circles with the hips. And then I'm gonna move the fingers a little bit lower, continue making circles. Move the fingers a little bit lower, continue making circles. One more time, a little bit lower, right onto the tailbone. And then I'm going to circle in the other direction. Raise my thumbs a little bit. Raise my thumbs a little bit. One more time. Awesome. So I feel like we've worked through the majority of the body. And I'm totally down to do more if you guys have any requests right now. I'm all ears. All right, well, let's do a little meditation, and then we'll move into moon salutations, which some of you expressed that you can't do this floor stuff. So the moon salutation might actually be something that you can follow along with, but I want to give you like a 3-minute meditation before moving into that. So sitting into a comfortable seat, grounding down through your base, really surrendering the full weight of your body down, pulling in at the belly button, pulling in and up at the pelvic floor, pulling in and up at the base of the rib cage, pulling in and up in the throat, making sure that the ears are directly above the shoulders, which are directly above the hips. Finding a comfortable position for your hands. As you exhale, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And with each breath, just scrolling through the body piece by piece. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Relaxing all the muscles of the face, melting any thoughts from the mind. Releasing through the head, down the neck and throat, out into the shoulders. Relaxing down the arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, fingertips. Feeling your lungs expand with each inhale. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Releasing between the shoulder blades, down into the belly, lower back, and pelvic floor. Relaxing through the hips, down the thighs. Releasing your knees. Relaxing all parts of the knees, the front of the knees, the backs of the knees, sides of the knees. Releasing down through shins and calves into the ankles. Relaxing from the ankles through the tops and bottoms of the feet. Letting go through each toe. Awesome. So once again, I'm trying to set a table for the whole family with something that feeds and nourishes everyone who joins and shows up. I'm just gonna, because I mentioned Hangover Helper in the notes, I'm just gonna quickly review that, and then you can hang out in some of that stuff, or you can do some moon salutations with me, and then we'll chant and meditate and have a good night. So if you have a hangover, for whatever reason, take a wide-legged child's pose. And you might want a tissue with essential oils that have lavender or citrus or peppermint or a nice blend of those right here for you to smell. And if your knees are feeling too much pressure, then just keep them lifted a little bit. Keep the hips lifted a little bit. But otherwise, shift the hips all the way back towards the heels. Rest the forehead to the floor. Rock the head from side to side, massaging the brow bone. So that's one thing I would suggest for Hangover Helper. The other would be a very gentle floor twist. So starting just laying in a corpse pose and then hugging one knee in. And then bringing that knee either back to the floor or to the opposite side of the other knee. Extend your arms out like a T. So it's my left knee that's bent. I am going to look over at my left thumb. You could even figure 4 this knee open in the front of the hip. So now I'm placing the outside of the left ankle onto the top of the right knee. And then I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to straighten my left leg, hug the right knee in. Nice deep breath. And then placing the right foot either next to the left knee on the inside or the outside. Arms out like a T. And shift your gaze over towards your right thumb. And the knee can either be pointing towards the ceiling, or you can place the outside of the right ankle to the space just above the left knee. Releasing out of that. And then my last Hangover Helper tip, this could be a frozen water bottle, this could be a foam roller, this could be a yoga mat rolled up, it could be a cluster of pillows, but the main thing is that you want like a nice rounded surface that supports your neck and pushes a little bit into that space at the base of the skull. And this is one of my favorite, all-time favorite things to do. Just hang out here with support underneath my knees and traction at the cervical spine. I like this for headaches. Definitely a hangover helper for me in the past. And I mean, I'm talking about hangover helping, but really a lot of this is just immune boosting stuff. Cucumbers and honey are your best friend right now. All right, on to our moon salutations. If you are working off a hangover or you're just ready for meditation, hang out there with support under your knees and under the base of the skull. And if we're here for moon salutations, then I'm going to move on to that. Alright, so I'm facing the long edge of my mat. The short edge of my mat is here. So normally you see people like this. I'm facing here to start. Alright, getting grounded through the feet, slight bend in the knees, tuck the tummy and tail in, lift through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms out and up, press palms together. Interlace all the index fingers, look up and lift the heart up. Squeeze the belly. Come back to center. Hinge over to your right. Breathe deeply. Grounding down through both feet. Come back through center and over to the left. Lifting back up to center, and let's take a nice wide step. Bring the arms out. You're a 5-pointed star. I prefer to support my knees here by turning the ankles in slightly, so my toes are now pointing towards the outer corners of my mat, and I'm going to bend my knees and my elbows to squat down and then lift the full moon up into the sky 3 times. Attaching your prayers with it. Squeezing the belly with your squat. Awesome. Arms back out by the sides. We're going to set up for triangle. So there was a little pivot there with my feet. Squeezing and lifting from the belly and through the whole spine, and then just pivoting from the hips. Bringing the back side of my right hand to the inside of my right thigh. Extending my left arm up, looking up at the left thumb. Squeeze the belly, twisting the torso so that it's now parallel with the floor, and then letting yourself drape over the extended right leg. There'll be a subtle shift here from triangle into a forward lunge. So I'm going to bend my right knee, raise my left heel, perhaps shimmy my left foot a little bit further back so that I'm making a right angle here and here at the ankle and the knee, and lifting and opening the heart, sending my left heel back towards the wall behind me so that I'm getting a good stretch and strengthening thing happening in my left quadricep. Then it's going to turn into a side lunge. As I walk my hands over to the side, I'm going to pivot my left heel so that it can touch the floor. Hanging out here for a few deep breaths. And then I'm going to walk it out to a wide leg forward fold. From here, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can heel toe the feet in so that they're slightly wider than hip distance apart. Begin to bend the knees and squat the hips down. Bring the hands to a prayer, pushing the elbows against the knees, pushing the knees back against the elbows. Ideally, your feet are parallel lines and your toes are pointing towards this long edge of your yoga mat. And then if you're feeling extra playful, shifting so that your hands can press into the floor and that your feet can potentially lift off the mat as the knees balance on the triceps or right up into the armpits. Just if you're feeling playful. Otherwise, just hang out in your forward fold for another breath. And then we'll walk it back over to a side lunge on the other side. Turning your left toes towards the short edge of your mat on the left side, making 90-degree angles with the knee and the ankle. Try to get your right pinky toe to touch your yoga mat. And then there's going to be a pivot and twist into a front lunge. So I'm walking my hands over to either side of my left leg and then raising my right heel. Opening in the heart, pushing the right heel towards the wall behind you so you really activate your right quadricep. Making a straight line of energy from your left heel through the back of the body and out through the crown of the head. Now we're going to set ourselves up for a forward folded triangle. So I'm going to step my back foot a little bit closer and then straighten my legs and drape my torso over the extended left leg. Walking my hands and my torso over to the long edge of the mat again. I'm going to engage the core, press the back side of the left hand into the inside of the left shin so that I have a lot of space here because now I've made another triangle. So I have a triangle between my legs and the floor and then another triangle here with my rib cage, my arm, and my left leg. Lifting back up. Goddess squats, pointing my toes towards the corners. Squatting down, engaging the core, lifting up, sending my prayers up as I lift the moon up into the sky. And then I'm going to step my feet together, press my hands together, interlace all but index fingers, lift the heart up, gentle back bend, and then coming back up to center. Hinge over to the right, breathe deeply. Back through center, over to the left. Back up to center. Step it out to a goddess squat. Assisting in the lifting of the moon. Sending your prayers up with that effort. Arms parallel with the floor. Pivoting the feet for triangle. Hinging from the hips. Staying open through the ribs. Squeezing the belly. Pivoting and twisting the torso so that you're parallel with the floor. And then rolling through the spine to drape your upper body over the extended left leg. From here, there's a subtle shift into a lunge. I have to push my back leg, my right leg back, opening the heart. I say I have to because we're all shaped differently. You might have different length legs than me. Mine are kind of short. And then transitioning into a side lunge, keeping a 90-degree angle at the ankle and the knee. Bring it out to a wide-legged forward fold. Coming into a low squat. Lifting and opening in the chest. Pushing elbows and knees against each other with equal and opposite force. If you're feeling playful, reach your knees up towards your armpits, lifting your toes off the mat. Otherwise, just come back up into a wide-legged forward fold. Walk it over into a side lunge. If your wrists are tired, you may use your fists. Twisting and pivoting into a low forward lunge, Anjanasana. Pushing your left heel towards the wall behind you. Opening and lifting in the heart and chest. Making a straight line. Beaming out through the left heel and out through the crown of the head. Stepping the left foot up towards the right so that we can take a forward folded triangle. Engaging our core, lifting our spine up parallel with the floor, and then bring the back side of the right hand to the inside of the right shin and extend your left arm up. Looking up at the left thumb. Engage your core, lifting back up to center. Goddess squats. Hands to a high prayer. Step your feet together, lifting and opening in the chest and heart. Shift over to one side, back over to the other side. Come back to center. Draw all of that energy down to your heart center. From here, you may choose to take a little meditation with me. But I'm going to plug my phone in so we don't get cut off. Get yourself into a comfortable position. Whether you're laying down or seated, entirely up to you. Tuning all of your attention into the breath.
Feeling the expansion of each inhale and the release of each exhale. Focusing in on all the muscles of the face, unclench the jaw, relax the eyebrows, release through the sinuses. Imagine thoughts melting away with each exhale. Releasing the crown of the head, the sides of the head, base of the skull, relaxing down the back of the neck and through the throat, releasing out into the tops of the shoulders, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the shoulders, shifting your attention from the shoulders down the upper arms into the elbows, releasing down through forearms into the wrists, relaxing out into the palms of the hands, letting go through each fingertip. Expanding deeply with each inhale, surrendering into the release of each exhale. Feeling your whole torso fill with breath, the chest between the shoulders, into the rib cage, down into the belly, lower back, pelvic floor. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale, melting away any remaining tension. Releasing into the hips, wrapping around front, sides, and backs of the hips. Shifting your focus from the hips down the thighs, front, sides, and backs of the thighs. Relaxing through all parts of the knee joint. Relaxing and releasing through the shins and calves into the ankles. Releasing out to the tops and bottoms of the feet. Letting go through each toe. Breathe deeply. Mind has wandered, that's okay. Just follow it, becoming aware of the thoughts, letting go of the personal attachment to being the thinker. Simply be the observer and the witness of the thoughts as they roll through your mind. Choose to tune your attention back to the breath, knowing that you always have the choice of what you tune your attention into. Invite your body back into subtle movements,
wiggling fingers and toes. Gently rocking the head from side to side. When you're ready, fluttering the eyes open. And we'll seal today's practice with my favorite chant and 3 ohms. And the om sound, especially when we sing together, draws energy into your intentions and goals as well as mine. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Namaste.